Now, as I was walking around listening to the debates, I heard from table 4 that they didn't like any of the 5 options, because they were a better option. And sometimes we do have that happen in the classroom. We'll have answer options A through E, and the option E is literally the word other, write it down. And so we encourage the students to write down what their other answer would be if they didn't like the choices they were given, and to justify it. So table 4, you want to go ahead and justify for us what you were thinking about it?
Hi. Yeah, so some of our group members didn't like any of the choices and decided that milk alone was probably better because it's basic, which the frozen yogurt might have, but like the other group, cold.
So you like the dairy. You like milk, dairy, maybe cold. Okay, you're not mentioning the alcohol. Okay, interesting. All right, we had the other third answer. Nobody picked just eating corn tortillas or just guzzling a bottle of water. Okay, so I think unless somebody wants to explain to us whether they thought that was pretty poor. I mean, clearly the whole room was critical, not in favor of either of those. No? Okay, so let's go on to C, because we had quite a few votes on C. Table 5 was one of them. Why did you like C?
C was the favorite answer for 3 reasons. Brandy, alcohol, dissolves capsaicin. Brandy Alexander also has milk in it, which helps to break it down as well. And then the sugar in the brandy and the milk help titrate it additionally. And then the coldness was just a benefit for us all.
So you don't think the coldness really has scientific factor in play here, but you like it conceptually?
I'm sure there is one.
Okay, so that was a comprehensive answer based on 3 reasoning points about the frozen brandy Alexander. Anyone else with C, or anyone with a different answer who wants to rebut? Here's your chance. Anyone with C want to add to that? Here on table 3. Push it in and hold it. There you go.
And so we had the same reasoning with one small added point. Taylor was down at the University of Florida and already took this test, so we knew the answer.
So someone with personal experience has been able to leverage that personal experience and add it to our classroom. Okay, good. A few months ago, we had undergraduates come to the medical school who were thinking of applying, and we did this TBL with them, just to show them how TBL worked. And they kept saying, we're underage, we don't know anything about alcohol. So they just didn't even want to discuss that aspect of it. Okay, so, because I'm sure you're all interested, what the experts would say it is the frozen brandy Alexander, exactly for the reasons you gave. It has the cream, it has the alcohol, and there's the cold as an added benefit. Now, often, not everybody on a team knows what a frozen brandy Alexander is. How many people here didn't know what that was? Right, so here, were on those teams, was someone able to say to you, oh, I know what that is, and explain it to you, or were you just clueless? Pretty clueless at this table, table 1. Right, so this is a cocktail, very popular in the 20s and 30s and 40s, less popular now, but it is made with brandy or cognac, and with creme de cacao, and also with cream. And so in this case, has a lot of characteristics that would be helpful to titrating the heatness, the degree of heat of a pepper. So sometimes the TBL experience hinges on that there's some answer that people don't recognize, and they're saying, what is that? I don't know what that is. What is that? And someone else can tell them, which apparently you would have learned if you were in school in Florida, right? So your Floridians could have helped you tell you what the frozen brandy Alexander is. And there, you learned something today, if you didn't know it already, about the brandy Alexander and about the peppers. So now think back, now that we've gone through the whole of the experience, about the different people on your team. Were there some people who really, had a good insight there? They might have been wrong in what they said ultimately, but were they trying hard? Were they thinking it through? Could they express themselves? Those are good team members, right? Because even if they're not right in their initial argument, they'll prompt you to think about what might be right or wrong. I heard at this table there's someone that grows peppers as a hobby. So now there's a depth of experience you don't see very often, but would have been very helpful in this situation, right? If you were filling out evaluations on the other people on your team, what would you have said about them? What do you think your team members would have said about you? If you were not paying attention, because you're not particularly interested in this subject, if you were looking at your cell phone, if you were looking into space, if you were not part of the group, what do you think your team members are thinking of you? They're thinking, you're not helping advance our learning. You're not helping us solve the problem. You're not part of the team, all right? And your feedback will come back to you saying that, right? So there's sort of a self-correcting mechanism here for helping people learn communication skills and teamwork skills while they're learning the science and the medicine. So that concludes our exercise today. I ask you to put everything back in the folders so that we can collect it all up easily. I'm happy to take more questions about the curriculum or about team-based learning.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Worden, for that amazing experience. Let's give her a hand, please. So we are about 5 minutes ahead of schedule. So I'm going to go ahead in a moment to release us out to the breakfast reception just out here in the lobby. And we are going to be gathering upstairs in the 3rd floor auditorium for the remainder of the programming this morning. And you'll hear me come around ringing a bell when it's time for us to go upstairs. So enjoy the reception and thanks so much.